What's up chat? It's me, with a video on top cheap CS2 knives. I think now it's a good time to make one of these series given that we barely get any content. And given that the prices dropped and stayed constant for quite some time, now is a good opportunity for me to show you what are some of the coolest knives in game under specific budgets. Alright, so before we go in, let's remember that for the last videos like these, I used Buff 163. Since Buff is not accessible to the Western markets anymore, I will use something else. So I'll take the cheapest listings that I can find on reliable marketplaces. Okay, now we can start. The first knife that comes to my mind in terms of aspect would be the Ursus Safari Mesh. The Ursus is a good looking knife, but the Safari Mesh is the cheapest skin for this knife. So this will have to do. And it also has a cool animation, by the way. The next knife that makes it on this video is actually one of my favorites, which is the Huntsman knife. It has to be the rust coat in Battle Scarred, make it more toxic. Stab an enemy with this and they might even get extra poison damage. For the Navajas, most of them have the same issue, like the Falcon. The handle or the connector spot in the middle is default except some skins where it is fully colored. Therefore, I picked the Navaja Ultraviolet for meeting that passing criteria. The next knife is also going to be an Ultraviolet, but a bit more scratched, because it comes in field tested. In the past, you used to be able to get this knife for about 60 to 70 euros. Now, it is about to hit the 100 euro mark. If one day I decide to go get a green loadout under 300 euros, I know that for the knife selection, I would go with the Paracord Boreal Forest. The handle is colored and it looks nice, and the Paracord overall deserves some more attention. I wish that I could include the proper chroma finishes like the Tiger Tooth or the Doppler, but those got expensive for the gut knife nowadays, they're over 100 euros. So I will go with the option of Damascus Steel. At least it's extra shiny.
Okay.
Before hitting the top 3, I would like to bring to your attention a pair of Shadow Daggers. The Crimson Webs look quite clean, they have colored handles, and they're not that scratched. And also they come with an accessible price. I would say that this is a great cheap addition for the red teamed inventories. Now we're officially in the final 3. This one is a difficult choice, because on one side I can go with the Gut Ultraviolet in minimal wear, because the skins got updated in CS2 and they look less scratched. Or I can go with the Freehand in Factory New. The Freehand is more liquid, I would say, but I'll let you decide. They got similar prices anyway. Coming in at number 2, it is a knife that I mentioned last time.
Nice.
It's the Survival Night Stripe in minimal wear. This thing used to cost around 92 euros. However, now you can even find it for 89. But if I add additional deposit taxes for different websites, it might eventually reach the 91-92. So this is one of the knives that stayed the same for a long time. Now let's see its performance once we get chroma finishes for Shattered Web knives. Lastly, at numero 1, it's going to be controversial, but it's also based on personal preferences, so yeah, it's a biased choice. But you cannot deny that the Shadow Daggers freehand don't look good. You can even get them in Factory New, and let me tell you something. To make a purple-pink combo with gloves, it's quite expensive given that you would have to spend more on the gloves. And there you have it. That is my top 10 cheap CS2 knives under 100 euros. Last time I used to have more better looking knives, but even now, I cannot complain. If the only available options under 100 in the future will be Scorched or Safari Meshes, then that would be a reason to complain. But until then, there is plenty of time. Anyway, thanks for watching and see you next time.